We begin tonight with breaking news out of the Rancho Penasquitos area, where a driver is refusing to get out of the car following a police chase. Right now, that driver is stopped in a cul-de-sac on Avenida Maria off Calle Juanito.
This is video from earlier when we brought this to you as breaking news at 5. We're told this all started when CHP requested backup from San Diego police in stopping the car for speeding on the 15. At times, they say the driver was going as fast as 110 miles per hour.
Right now, San Diego police say 9 units are assisting, along with their helicopter, in trying to get the driver to peacefully surrender. We did see a canine on the scene. That dog not released was put back into the vehicle, but you can see that the white car in the middle is completely surrounded. They are communicating with the driver, and hopefully things will end peacefully. We'll stay on this and have the latest posted at CBS8.com.
Our other top story, dozens of new affordable housing units are coming to Pacific Beach, but not everyone is happy about it. Good evening, and thank you for joining us. I'm Carlo Cicchetto.
I'm Marcella Lee. Developers have just secured enough funding to build 60 units on Garnett Avenue, just east of Soledad Mountain Road. CBS 8's Shannon Handy explains why the project is facing controversy.
That project, which is set to replace this old sushi restaurant, will double the number of affordable housing units here in Pacific Beach. While proponents say that is desperately needed, opponents are not happy about the building's height, which will exceed the coastal area's 30-foot limit.
To allow the 30-foot height limit to be violated here would certainly be doing harm.
We don't want to become Miami Beach. We do want affordable housing.
During Tuesday's City Council meeting, a lot of people expressed their opposition to Rose Creek Village, a 60-unit low-income housing project scheduled to be built on Garnett Avenue just west of the 5 in Pacific Beach. Among them, District 1 Council member Joe LaCava.
This is, and I'll be blunt, the most egregious bait and switch that I have heard in my long private career in housing.
He says when developers first proposed the idea in 2021, they did not mention the height, which is expected to double the area's 30-foot limit, measuring 5 stories and 60 feet tall.
I cannot and will not support using taxpayer dollars to fund projects that are dishonest with the community, that are dishonest with public agencies, and projects that bypass voter-adopted ballot measures.
That meeting was focused on whether or not to loan developers $4 million. The council approved that loan, moving the project forward. Eric Naslund, an architect on the project, says despite the criticism, it will benefit the area greatly by providing affordable housing options near transit. Minus the manager's unit, all others are designated very low or extremely low income, including 18 units reserved for homeless veterans.
There's a big hospitality industry. There are teachers who work there. There are, first-time firefighters, et cetera, all who can qualify for some of these things because of their starting income. And we need those people, and they need to have a place to live.
Once constructed, it will be the first 100% affordable housing complex in a San Diego Beach community. Regarding its height, Eric says initially developers did not know how tall the project would be, which is why it wasn't disclosed from the very beginning. So how were they able to override the area's 30-foot limit? He and the developers maintain it's not within the state's coastal zone, and based on the affordable housing factor, the state gave them a density bonus.
State law for affordable housing grants benefits, one of which is they can have 33 additional feet if they're in specific areas. The coastal height overlay for the city of San Diego is a local ordinance, and state law supersedes that.
The project is expected to break ground next spring and be complete within 2 years. Shannon Handy, CBS 8.
And tonight we're learning Wall Street company Blackstone owns more than 60 apartment buildings across San Diego. That's according to a new report from the nonprofit watchdog group, the Private Equity Stakeholder Project. It also found rent in Blackstone buildings have gone up nearly double the market average in the past 3 years. Current law limits how much rent can go up for existing tenants, but the nonprofit says to get around that, Blackstone is evicting tenants and raising the rent for the new tenants.
I believe that people have a right to housing. And while companies may have a right to also to make money, it shouldn't be in a way that prevents people from being able to have a place to live.
Blackstone isn't doing anything illegal, but a spokesperson for the private equity giant sent us a statement saying average rents at their San Diego communities are 20% below the San Diego market average, adding resident review scores have increased 40% under their ownership.
It's going to be a hot weekend, especially if you're in certain parts of our county.
Chief Meteorologist Carlene Chavis joins us for a first look at the heat that's expected to impact our inland and desert areas especially.
Yeah, basically all of inland San Diego County is going to be dealing with that heat. So for this weekend, we will be under weather impact alert days. So we're talking about those above seasonal temperatures returning. That's with widespread 90s as well as all the way up to 117, more favorable for the desert with those 110s. Humid air is out there. It's going to fluctuate here and there as we go all the way into the start of next week when it does come to our chances for any more spotty activity for storms. Also drink plenty of water. Make sure that you are staying nice and cool. We do have cool zones across the county as well as utilizing fans and AC to keep your body temperature down and checking on your neighbors as well as your pets. We will go ahead and look at the duration for these alerts that just went into effect and also looking at your extended forecasts. Carlo, Marcella.
Thanks, Carlene. 2 local water districts have filed a lawsuit alleging the city of San Diego failed for years to maintain the Lake Hodges Dam, and now it's costing them. The districts say they have lost $21 million due to the release of water from Lake Hodges.
As CBS 8's David Gottfredson reports, the loss of water from Lake Hodges will continue for at least another decade.
The regulator has mandated these water restrictions.
The Santa Fe Irrigation District and the San Dieguito Water District are suing the city of San Diego, alleging the city is to blame for not maintaining Lake Hodges Dam since at least 2008. A state agency ordered the water lowered on Lake Hodges because of safety concerns, leading to the release of 11 billion gallons of water since last year. The cost to the districts to replace this local water with imported water amounts to in excess of $21 million in lost water to the districts, according to the lawsuit. Additionally, the water districts say customers have seen up to a 40% increase in their water bills due to the loss of water from Lake Hodges.
We do not envision being able to operate the reservoir at a higher level until the time that we replace the dam.
It's going to take at least 10 years to build a new dam at Lake Hodges at an estimated cost of $275 million. So the release of water into the ocean will continue.
We also don't fully realize the condition of our dams and what exactly we need to do about them.
That passed unanimously 8-0.
The San Diego City Council voted on Tuesday to pay $100 million to a consulting firm for the next decade to assess the condition of all 11 dams maintained by the city of San Diego, including Lake Hodges Dam.
And the GEI consultants, we've done work with the city before, right? We've worked with them. Have they performed well? Everything's okay?
Yes, so they've been working with us since 2015 and helping us build our dam safety program. They've completed condition assessments for us, risk analysis, long-term improvement plans, and they've supported us in getting us to where we are today.
The city of San Diego tells me they do not comment on pending litigation. Meanwhile, the city still has not awarded a contract for the replacement of Lake Hodges Dam. But there is some good news to report. The water has stopped being released from Lake Hodges Dam because we hardly get any rain during the summer months. David Gottfredson, CBS 8.
Thank you, David. SDG&E and Community Choice Power are launching the state's first integrated customer portal. Officials say MyEnergyCenter.com will offer detailed cost breakdowns, allowing customers to gain more insight into their bill. The site will go live Sunday, replacing the current My Account customer portal. Current users can log directly onto MyEnergyCenter.com with their existing account, username, and password, or access it through the new app that starts on Sunday. Almost 2 years after former San Diego Democratic chair was falsely accused of sexual assault, he's been cleared of wrongdoing.
CBS 8's Isabella Roberts sat down with Rodriguez Kennedy as he shared how this false accusation affected his life.
A silver lining is that we really have to do a better job of treating people better. And I can do better at that. And I can do that first by being positive about this and not being angry and not looking back with vengeance, but looking back with like understanding and hope.
Will Rodriguez Kennedy is the former chair of the San Diego Democratic Party, who was accused by his then partner of sexual assault in 2022.
What I'm seeing and what happened to me was that there was a very quick rush to judgment. And then, I had a lot of, I lost my job, I went into depression, I was out of work for a while, I was bedridden for months. Then I was cleared by the DA of criminal responsibility, and people didn't really take that seriously enough, and it wasn't reported or whatever, so I kind of lost hope that I would ever be able to clear myself.
That was until this week when Rodriguez Kennedy and his former partner released a joint statement in efforts to clear his name, saying, quote, "Recently we have had the opportunity to meet and discuss a misunderstanding that caused us both a lot of pain. It is unfortunate that certain political actors took advantage of this misunderstanding in an effort to damage William's reputation and career. With this behind us, we are wishing each other the very best as we move on with our lives. William and I would like everyone to respect our peace and privacy moving forward."
There was a misunderstanding at first. Once we discussed that, we were like, oh, well, this shouldn't have been a thing. And then it was like, but these people are the ones who pushed this, who tried to blow it up, who tried to sort of make it worse. They introduced false narratives.
False narratives that Rodriguez Kennedy says make it even harder to move on.
I don't think I'll ever get away from the sort of scar of this, both emotionally but also reputationally. But by having it out there, it at least makes it so it's livable.
As for what's next,
I don't know what's ahead for me. I know there are a lot of people who have ideas. I do work for government, but I'm still doing work for the community, and I think I want to keep on doing that.
but he has one takeaway from this ordeal.
In spite of all that darkness and 2 years of suffering, what I've learned from it is that we need to be better to one another and stop dehumanizing and being so violent with people.
Isabella Roberts, CBS 8.
Thanks, Isabella.
With the new school year fast approaching, a local state assembly member is helping make sure students have the things they need to start off strong.
Tasha Berner held a backpack giveaway in Solana Beach today. Students who attended the event were also given other school supplies, things like pencils, glue sticks, and rulers.
I think it's really important when, especially we consider our families in need, where this is not maybe something every year they can get a backpack, to start out the year with new things, and it just makes it so much easier when we get those lists of all the things that we need to supply our kids when they're going into elementary or middle school.
Berner says she partnered with the Boys and Girls Club of Northwest San Diego and Cox Communications for today's event. A new pair of pandas are less than a week away from their public debut at the San Diego Zoo. What you need to know ahead of your visit, that's still ahead.
Plus, what fire investigators say sparked the Nixon fire that's still burning north of San Diego up in Riverside County. After this.